Welcome to another weekly roundup. I've decided to reinstate these videos after a few regular viewers lamented their demise. So I'm going to be chatting about the pre-orders and previews coming up, and I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. First up is Hexfire, the new Grey Knights and Thousand Suns big box, and I'll come right out and say it, I'm disappointed. This was a chance to relaunch two armies that have got so much potential, but in my opinion it falls short. The minimum I expected was Primaris-sized Grey Knights, because Firstborn Marines just look a little bit unimpressive these days, but we didn't get that. The next thing I'd want is a few cool units for either army, but we got two new models in total, and one of them was a reimagining of an old model. We got a very nice looking Infernal Master for the Thousand Suns, and for the Grey Knights we got a redone and hopefully taller Castellan Crow. Both armies have so much character in the lore, but if you try to build an army with either of them, there's really not enough variety of units and characters and things to make them interesting, in my opinion. And if I'm building Thousand Suns, I don't want Zangors, I want power armoured funeral urns. The breakdown of models is the new Infernal Master, 5 Scarab Occult Termies, 10 Zangors with upgrade sprues and a Zangor Shaman. The Grey Knights have the Castellan Crow model, 10 Grey Knight Purifiers and a Nemesis Dread Knight. There's also a decal sheet which I think is just Thousand Suns, plus a thin Hexfire book which is presumably background and stuff like that. It's all a bit meh. After the Beast Snaggers box, this just looks a bit rubbish in comparison. If I'm being fair, I really can't be too negative about this because there is a massive saving on the cost of the minis. The box comes in 105-ish, and the value of the minis is 205 at least. So it might be good to split with a friend. Are they really your friend if you leave them with the Zangors though? There are new Codexes, or Codices, for the Thousand Suns and Grey Knights, and they come in standard and limited edition varieties. I've bought a few limited edition Codexes over the years, and they don't hold their value as well as, say, a novel, but they're still really good quality books. As usual, there are dice and data cards too. The Thousand Suns dice are nicer than the Grey Knight ones, but at £20 a pop, I'm kind of falling out of love with these a bit. It used to be a bit special grabbing a set of dice, but these are now available from third parties too, so I guess there'll be tons to go round. The data cards are really convenient to keep track of stratagems etc, but in my opinion they should be available permanently for each army instead of seemingly being limited. For Blood Bowl it's the Shambling Undead who are getting the love, not to be confused with Necromantic Horror, which is flesh golems, werewolves, wraiths, zombies and ghouls. Shambling Undead is skeletons, zombies, ghouls, wights and mummies. So as you can see, totally different. This week we've got the team card pack, which includes reference cards for each type of player, lots of blank player cards so you can draft your own team, star player cards for all available star players for the Shambling Undead, and special play cards to add a unique flavour to your plays. Because I'm a massive hypocrite and I've just been slagging off the Thousand Suns and the Grey Knights dice, I will be 100% buying the Shambling Undead dice. These ones look great and I've just got to have them for my collection. There's also the usual amazing looking double-sided board and dugouts set. It adds a bit of variety to your games and they're very thematic. As if I'm not into enough game systems, last I checked it was Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, Kill Team, Adeptus Titanicus and various board games. Lord of the Rings has been catching my eye. The models seem to have stepped up a notch recently and I'm really loving the variety. This week we've got the Men of Dale and King Brand and Prince Bard II. You'll be able to flesh out your garrison of Dale a wee bit. Is the Battle of Pelennor Fields big box available? I think I need an intervention. There are a bunch of Black Library releases too. We've got The Long Vigil, which is 9 short stories in a Deathwatch anthology. Then we've got Darkness in the Blood by Guy Haley, which appears to be a buddy novel with Dante and Mephiston presumably cracking jokes and proclaiming how they're too old for this on a regular basis. I really hope Dante has crossed the Rubicon Primaris, otherwise it's going to look like Mephiston is taking the work experience kid out for a wee adventure. The Infinite and the Divine by Robert Rath is coming too. It's about Trazyn the Infinite and Orican the Diviner, who have had a falling out and their quarrel ends up changing timelines and destroying civilizations. I've heard good things about this and the book is meant to be quite humorous, which would seem like an absolute miracle for Necrons. There are 2 new Warhammer adventure books out, one 40k and one fantasy. We've got The Tomb of the Necron by Cavan Scott for Warhammer 40k, and we've got The Battle of the Soul Spring by Tom Huddleston for fantasy. I've never tried these Warhammer adventure books, they look like they're aimed at a younger audience, but I might give them a go just to see what all the fuss is about. This one might be my path into the Warhammer crime books. Broken City is set in Varangantula, which means they've officially run out of names for things. This anthology includes a novella by Robert Rath and 6 short stories. There are a few French language releases, and I won't insult our friends through the tunnel by trying to pronounce these. Well, Farsight's easy enough, but Godblight is coming too, and if you're interested, that's how you spell it in French. That was a whole load of stuff just for the pre-orders. There have also been a few announcements of minis that are coming sometime in the near future, but we don't know exactly when, and they all look fantastic. I'll start with the new Blood Bowl star player, Syla Anfingrim. No one really knows what he is. I'd assumed he was a demon, but if he is, he's one that adheres to the Blood Bowl uniform guidelines. A lot of people laugh at his socks. I think that's one of those people right on his base. He's got 83 fatalities, 104 serious injuries, and 1 accidental touchdown. He can play for any Chaos Chosen team, and this model looks absolutely superb, one of my very favourites. I don't have a Chaos Chosen team yet, but I'll be getting this guy 100%. Last week we saw the best dragon GWs ever created, and this week we've got his friends. The Stormdrake Guard look amazing, and once again, they really make me wish that I liked painting Stormcast more than I actually do. If a Knight Draconis is your general, then these scaly dudes become battle line, which means you could have an all-dragon army, which is amazing. There are a few units that are no longer available, like the 4-legged dragon guys, but I'm assuming that's a reboxing instead of getting rid of frankly terrible looking units. Well, that's it for this week. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.